Well, welcome to our local league, and of course, joining me as usual, of course, at this time after a game, of course, he's the living legend himself, Mr. Andy Leese, and Andy, tough first half, but a very much improved second half. Is that fair?
Might be in your view, not my view, but just more of what we got last Saturday, really. Horrendous, absolutely horrendous first half, men and boys. No application to what we wanted to do, and then followed by a lack of, I won't say desire, but physically, we just got bullied out of the game. I think first half, just allowed Lewes. I mean, bear in mind they came here, with not having won for maybe half a dozen games or something, but we just allowed them to do what they wanted, allowed them to play as they wanted. They could pick whatever pass they wanted out, and we just simply weren't good enough, from 1 to 11, really. I have to apologise to fans again. I could hear all the barricade, which I understand. Most of it's aimed at me, which I also understand. I have to take responsibility for the players that bought into the club and the players that were selected to play today. But as I just said to them in there, there's going to have to be some changes. Just maybe, hopefully, it's they get changed before I do. But that's totally unacceptable again today.
Yeah, did you see the bit a couple of times, as you say, in that first half there, where it was just almost like have a shot, and they were running through on their own, and it wasn't getting closer. But the second half, it felt a little bit like they've got a bit between the teeth.
Surely to goodness they've got to come out second half and at least make an effort, haven't they? Which they did. Not for the first 5 minutes, I might add, where we allowed them to score another identical goal that they'd scored previously and that we talked about. But after that, we started to do things properly and play properly, and we got for 25 minutes we looked okay, but maybe another goal. I mean, to be fair, it's just strange. We've created probably 10-12 chances today. There was 3 in the first half, I think, before they scored their third one. We didn't take any of them, no, listen, we're just nowhere near good enough. I mean, they didn't have to get out of second gear, a bit like Chesham, really, to score the goals. The first one, we don't defend at the back post properly, but we'd given the ball away high up the pitch again, and we said to them that you can't be doing that, because they'll transition really quickly into their front three, which they did. Second one, again, a giveaway, trying to pass across the field. We're on the back foot trying to receive it, and they nick in, they get the free kick and score. Third one, I'm not really sure about. I mean, going to have to look at it and see how it's gone in the corner again. And then the fourth one, I mean, we're actually attacking, we have an effort on goal, and then the ball gets cleared, and I say we commit the same kind of errors again, get too tight to the wide player and allowing to roll us. All the time, you might have heard us, you've got to show him down the outside, he wants to come in on his left all the time, but we show him inside, and the net effect is another goal, So yes, it's a very, very chastening afternoon's football again. Lots of things to think about, lots of worrying signs as well, which I'm going to have to address. So I'm pleased we haven't got a game Tuesday. We're going to have to address some things very, very quickly this week if I can, but it's not that easy, Dave, to be making changes. We've got players around the squad that we could utilise, and maybe that's what we've got to do. We've got to have people in who will run for the cause and and die for the cause and put the bodies on the line, because today again we had some players who didn't want to do that, and they've been reminded and told again, not just by me, by the management team in general, but I honestly can't work out with some of them, with the characters. We got some very, very good footballers, but they just seem to be lacking some of the basics that you need to play the game.
I mean, Jake Castor. I mean, Jake was Was he hurt with the rolled his ankle again? Has he? I mean,
yeah, he's feeling his
seems
ankle
to be an
again for his
absolute
injury. He
menace.
also got a kick on the hamstring as well. Got to be careful, you know. He's had a number of injuries, and I don't want him missing again. I've got Adam Cunnington missing now this week, missing next weekend. So there was a little bit of caution in there, just bringing him off while he was, you know, before he got into a real injury sort of territory. So yeah. Otherwise, you know, I'd like to get all 3 forwards on and gone for it. You know, we made a decision with sort of 20 minutes to go. That's what we were going to do. But yeah, that was the rationale behind Cass coming out.
And are you frustrated though with you saying, you know, you heard what was some of the chants and stuff like that, but when I always sort of have a little chuckle to myself, you know, with something, you know, when you, whatever game you have, if you're watching it on the television or whatever else, they don't, people that make sort of comments don't know what's going on. So for instance, you know, with Jake and stuff with his injuries and stuff like that, and you get sort of comments. It must be frustrating for you because you think, well, look, this is what's going on. Do you know what I mean?
Fans and managers and co never going to agree. Oh, yeah, you're right, but that's not the point. If you're a fan watching today, you see what you saw last Saturday again, which appears to be a lack of application, lack of desire, lack of know-how. You know, and if I was them, yeah, I'd be feeling like they were. You know, so I'm not going to disagree with any of the comments, anything that was thrown at us in the first half or half time or after the game even, you know. People pay the money, they're entitled to better than what we put up today, you know. But no, fans and managers are never going to, you're right, I don't know if it's really relevant, Dave, you know, if they need to know what goes on. Obviously that's my job, isn't it, you know, to and make decisions accordingly. But you know, they will basically look at that today and think, you know, I'm the guy who's brought these players to the club and picked the 11 today, you know, and we just haven't performed, you know. So you know, for the second week running, and I did say last week, you know, after the Canvey Island game, we looked like we got that sort of performance in us, which is worrying. That's I was just alluded to, you know, really worrying signs in there. But that said, I suppose for 25 minutes we did give people something to shout about. You know, we did get our tails up, we did get after them. You know, we perhaps could have done a little bit better with a couple of opportunities, and who knows, you know, if they'd gone another one in. But say by the time they got the 4th, you know, you were, wow, you know, it's an absolute mountain to climb.
We were up there, but we were, you know, as you know, I was alongside Rian today and that, and we were 4-4. We had 4-4 written all over it at one stage. Do you know what I mean? But that's how it felt. It felt like it was going to be.
Must had more hope and confidence than I did.
I think it was a case of like once you got the second one in, and if the third one would have gone in possibly as well, they were starting to panic a little bit. And you know, I overheard their people saying, you know, that they were getting a bit, what's the name, because they hadn't won for a long period of time. So you know.
Maybe. It felt like that for a few, you know, maybe 5-10 minutes maybe. And I think when Cass came on and Cons went on, you always think then you know, we're not relying on some maybe set play opportunities, but you did feel that, you know, you got another one, it might just be because I thought we handled them really well through the mid. You know, Joe Taylor was handled really well by James Richmond today. You know, just thought in the wide areas first half. You know, and Dave, this is the frustration, is that, you know, and this is what supporters really need to know. You know, I hear it, I see it, I get told, you know, oh, you don't know what you're doing, you don't do your homework. You know, we go to huge lengths to with the opposition. You know, yes, of course we focus on ourselves, but what we're going to do. But, you know, the sessions this week to prepare for today could not have been better, could not have been clearer in terms of the game plan. The same last night when a report goes round to the players, which is all the stuff we've worked on, everything else, you know. Maz and Artie put, you know, the information across. It's fantastic. So the frustration when they go out today, you know, the first 10-15 minutes, right from the first whistle, and we don't do what we've been asked to do, told to do, reminded to do. That's the frustration, and that's where I'm afraid, you know. And I'll back the players to the hilt, you know, in most situations. But that's what I say to them. It's indefensible when they do that, and they don't give you a reason why, you know. And then they lose their heads a bit when it goes to 2-0. And then they start doing things and getting in shape in positions that we've asked them not to. And then they start lashing out at them, or we're putting in half-hearted challenges, you know. And and that's where I think, you know, we've got some senior players here. You know, there is a kind of leadership group within the dressing room of senior players. You can probably work out who they are, you know, and I say to them, it's down to them when they're out there, Dave. There ain't a lot I can do when they step over that white line. You know, you can, you know, people say to me, oh, you're not Andy, I'll speak to them, you're throwing your arms around. There's not a lot you can get across to them when they're out there, you know, and they know what they should be doing. And that's where that's where the frustration comes in from the management and coaching team. And the players know it as well. You know, there's no player in there that can come back at you tonight saying, well, they didn't know what the game plan was. They didn't know what their role or responsibilities were. They do, and that's the frustration. So, you know, yeah, Alison, I'm probably bearing a bit too much here, you know, of what's going on. But, you know, I'm incredibly frustrated with it tonight again. You know, missed an opportunity to go top of the table. Yes, we're still in the fray, as it were, you know, in the mix, but we've got a lot of work to do, an awful lot of work to do now.
But still sitting third on a positive note.
Yeah, of course there's some positives, and I maybe sound like I did last week. I can't find any. You know, there were some in the second half. Yes, we're in there, you know, but you, as I said a lot last year, can't expect the results to go your way every time. You know, you have a hiccup. You know, you have to take care of your own business. You know, and what I would say is, I did say to the players on Thursday and today that, you know, Lewes are in a false position. I think we all know that. You know, what I didn't expect though is for us to kind of find out why they're in that false position. You know, and that's the disappointment and the frustration today. That we found out just why they are in a false position, you know, and so we didn't lay a glove on them for 50 minutes, and you know, it's got to be some analysis and some soul searching as to why we've done that, because it's now, Dave, not the first time we've done that, you know. So we go again. You know, plenty been said in there after the game, but we have to go again. Apologies all round to, you know, fans and board alike, you know, for today, because it's probably not what they expected. Certainly wasn't what we expected either.
Listen, mate, I appreciate you coming out. I know it's
Cheers,
difficult, and I wish you all the best, and hopefully 3 points next week.
Let's hope so.